a video on something that I found in the back of the cupboard. So, ages and ages and ages ago, I bought some rose water, with the idea of doing something with it. And it just kind of sat in the back of the cupboard. And I also bought some of this as well, which is orange blossom water. It was now and again I like to go to different places to buy food, just as a just kind of see what else you can buy, because you can't get everything you want. Oh well, no, you can get everything you want in the local supermarkets, but they don't have lots of interesting things from other parts of the world. They just tend to sell what they can sell to the average population. And if you want something a little bit different, you have to go a little bit further afield. So I think I've probably just gone to a different supermarket and just had a wander around and see what they had. And they had like wonderful like rose petal jam and all kinds of wonderful things. So I bought this, but I never did anything with it. So I thought, since I'm running out of cordial, um, let's see if we can turn this into a rosewater cordial. Now, what I have done in the past is I have made I didn't make Turkish Delight, but I made a gelatin set jelly, flavored with rose water. So it was a bit like a Turkish Delight, and then I mixed that into a semifreddo, and so it was like a Turkish Delight semifreddo. I didn't call it Turkish Delight semifreddo. I called it rose water, a rose semifreddo, because people kind of go, "Eh, Turkish Delight," but rose water, different type of thing. And I did remember that I used limes for the acidity in the rose water jelly that I made. Oh, it wasn't jam, yeah, it was a jelly set with gelatin. Yeah, that's exactly what a jelly is, isn't it? I'm thinking that it was, yeah, it was a jelly. Yeah. Anyway, so what I did remember was I used limes instead of oranges or lemons for the acidity part in it, because it was that they're nice and fruity. Of course, they're nice and fruity. They're a fruit, but they have a more perfumed flavour and smell to them, the limes, and it just kind of worked with the rosewater cordial, the rosewater jelly. Now, because I was doing that, I kind of went out and bought, because I found this in the back of the cupboard. Well, it's not as if I found it. It was there, and I knew it was there. It's just it was at the back, and I just never got around to using it. So I went out and bought some more rose water. I bought this variety. I was chatting to the lady in the shop, and then I bought some more of that type as well. So I bought two of those. So one of those and one of those yesterday, just as kind of like have a play around. And I was chatting to the one of the assistants in the shop, and she said that the Supreme brand is what she always uses, and she thinks it's better. So what we're going to do? Oh yeah, and I've got some because that's for pomegranates. Because when you're making grenadine, which is a pomegranate cordial, it's nice to put a bit of orange flavouring in. So I thought maybe it might want a bit of orange flavouring in it. I don't know why I'm thinking what, but pomegranate molasses and rosewater, kind of the same part of the world that they come from, if that makes sense. It's an ish kind of area, like Middle Eastern type of thing. Rosewater and pomegranates, are quite heavily influenced in their cuisine. But I might just use the orange flavouring in the orange blossom water. So how much is in this? 200 millilitres. So I reckon, let's taste it first. It's going to be a long video, isn't it? What are we on? 4 minutes already. We'll speed this up. So let's taste it. That's not so nice that way. Let's bring up to the boil, and then let's add some sugar and see what happens. Let's try this one while we're here as well. It's got a bit of almost like an oily taste to it. Ooh, that's not very nice. That's not very nice. We won't be mixing those. That's not particularly a nice flavour at all. So, but you're probably not supposed to drink it just like that. So let's bring that up to boil, and then there's about 200 millilitres. So let's put in 100 grams worth of sugar, and that'll make kind of and see how that goes for what we call it, for kind of sweetness and all that kind of stuff. So we'll pause and we're back when that's boiling. Right, so it's heated up. It's about 200 millilitres ish. So let's put in 100 grams worth of sugar. It's better to, well, I'll repeat this again because this is what I was having to repeat the same things. It's better to boil the liquid first and then add the sugar. If you to put the sugar in the pan, liquid on top, it can form a raft of sugar at the bottom of the pan, and then it can start to caramelise the sugar before it starts to melt. And we're making a syrup, we're not making a caramel syrup. So we just want to sweeten that and see how it tastes. Right. That's all melted. How does it taste now? Smells lovely. Probably needs more sugar. Needs more sugar, hang on. Right, so I put in another 50 grams worth of sugar, and then we're going to put in the juice of 1 lime. I'm just going to put it through a sieve so we don't get the bits of the lime in it. So that can just move on there, and then give it a whisk, bring it back up to temperature, give it a taste and see what we think. It's not going to make too much cordial this at all. I suppose we could add some colour to it, but get a pink colour to it. Oh yeah, hang on, I've got some. I'll get it out of the cupboard. So you can already buy rose cordial, but I just find cordials these days they want to put sweeteners in, and I just don't think they're as nice when they've got sweeteners in. So that's why I tend to like making my own cordial. But nice, but probably just needs that bit of lime in it. So let's taste this now. Oh, let's get a clean spoon. Well, let's clean the spoon. So yeah, so that rose cordial is that lovely pink colour. It's nice in milk actually. That has been in the cupboard for 10 years. That's nice. That's nice. That's nice. It's lost a little bit of the rose water flavouring with that lime added, but that's nice as that. I think that's going to make a delicious cordial. So, we've got a bottle. I'm going to use that other bottle. I might end up mixing them all together. So, let's put this cordial in the bottle, and then let's have a go with the orange blossom water. So the bottle's sterilised, so we'll just pour it straight in, and then give the pan a quick rinse out, and then we'll have a go with this orange blossom. Now, what we'll do is this rose water that's just not as nice, we'll have a go with that. How much is there in there? So we'll use the kind of same recipe. 200 millilitres. Okay, so there's a little bit more in that. So we'll have a go at making the rose water cordial with this, because it might taste different when it's had some sugar added to it. So pause again. Right, so juice of 1 lime's gone in, and this is 150 grams worth of sugar. So we'll see if the sugar compensates for it being not that very nice. Probably needs more sugar in than that, but we'll bring it up to the boil and we'll give it a taste. No, it's got a bit of a funny flavour. It's got a bit of a funny flavour smell to it. Funny flavour to it. I haven't tested it yet, have we? I'm sure all this stuff is edible. Right, give that a taste. See what we think. No, it's just got a bit of there's something in it. It just says rose water as an ingredient. No, there's something else in it. There's something else in it that's just giving it a bit of a astringent flavour. It might be alright when it's cold. Let's put a little bit more sugar in. Let's put another 50 grams of the sugar in. it might be alright when it's turned into when we add some more water to it. So let's just add some more sugar. It might just be a little bit too powerful. Might need another lime as well. It's a bit better. That's a bit better. We'll put that back in. We'll put that back in that jar, and then we'll have a go with the orange blossom water. So we'll bring that back up to boil. Stick it in that jar, bottle, and that bottle, and then we'll give those a try a bit later on. It won't, you know, the bottles are sterile when the stuff was taken out, so it will be sterile now. And any kind of flavour that's in that one's not going to affect that too much. So boil those, pour them into them, and then back with a clean pan, and we'll do the orange blossom water. Right, so it's hot. Let's pour in 250 millilitres of orange blossom water in that, minus the little bit that I had for tasting, and then we put in 150 grams worth of sugar. Give that a mix around. That's good. That's good. It needs a bit of acidity in it. I haven't got any citric acid with me. I haven't got any lemons either. I don't think orange is going to make a difference. No, I use all mine. Lemons on something else. So, does that need a bit more sugar? Could do with a bit more sugar. Another 50 grams. So another 50 grams worth of sugar. And then let's pour in some of this orange flavouring. Now, you've got to be careful with these orange flavourings, because some of them, this is natural flavouring, so, but some of them are oil based, and that's not what you want for a cordial. You want something that's water based. So a little bit of that in there. It smells really orangey, doesn't it? Surprise, surprise. Surprise, surprise. I think I'm more shocked at how orangey it smelled, rather than the shock that it smells of oranges. That's nice, but it certainly needs a bit of acid in it. So since I've got limes, we're going to have to use limes. Ideally, I'd like to put a lemon in, or if I had some citric acid, I'd put some citric acid in, but I haven't got citric acids at work, because I'm going to make some syrup tomorrow, and I just need a little bit of citric acid in it to stop it from crystallising. So I took it to work, so not to worry. Lime will do. I don't want to put orange juice in, because the amount of orange juice I'd have to add to get some kind of acidity to it would turn it into a proper orange cordial rather than an orange blossom cordial. So ideally that would be a juice of a lemon, ideally, but we don't live in an ideal world, do we? And it might just need a bit more sugar because of that lime. But we'll give it a taste and see what we think. No, that's good. That's really good. That's interesting, isn't it? That's lovely. That's lovely, is that? Although things taste differently when they're hot as opposed to when they're cold, so we won't really know until it's cold, or when it's cooled down a bit. I suppose we could add some. No, because I'm going to have some cocktails. I was going to say we could cool it down over some ice. I'm not going to do that because I want the ice for the cocktails later on tonight. Chris has been a good boy, and I quite like a cocktail. And I've got a good film to watch. So, what's better than watching a nice film and having something nice to eat and having. That was was typical. I ran out of space on my phone because I hadn't emptied my recycling bin. So that's lovely, is that one? So sterile jar or sterile bowl, and then we'll tip it into there, and then we'll let it go cold. Because I'm going to go swimming. What a surprise, eh? The story of my life. Lots of swimming. And pour that into that, and then we'll let them cool down, and then we'll have a taste when we get in. I'm tempted just to add them, mix them all together actually, rather than having 3 separate cordials, but we might do that as well. We might do a mixture of half and half of the two, of one of the rose water and the orange blossom, and then it can be a case of, you know, I always kind of think with cooking you end up with we're just a bit out of focus, aren't we? So you can end up with like odds and sods of lots of different things in the cupboards, and you kind of like, what on earth am I going to do with that? You know, but but it's like making soup. You know, if you've got some carrots and you've got some onions and you've got some peas and you've got a bit of cauliflower and a bit of butternut squash, then you just make a vegetable soup, don't you? So, but it's the same. We can do the same with making cordials. So we're back when those are cool, and we'll have a try. So this is the Supreme Rosewater Cordial. Might need more sugar, you know. Might just be a little bit too powerful. Certainly not a cheap way of making cordial. They're not cheap to buy. How much is that? That needs more sugar. Yeah, that needs more sugar. It's too strong for the amount of sugar in it. It's nice. No, it's Need to have another play around. Need to have another play around with that. But we've got another with that rose water. So I think what we'll do is we'll dilute that by half. So that amount of rose water, and then same again of just plain water, and then double the amount of sugar, double the amount of lime. So essentially we're watering that rose water down and then putting more sugar in. I think that'll be better. Right, so let's have a go with this. Now this is the orange blossom, isn't it? See what that tastes like. That's nice. That's lovely and fragrant, but again, it needs more. It's just a little bit too strong to get it sweet enough that it's a pleasant cordial to drink. You need to put too much cordial in, which makes it too perfumey. So we need to do the same with that. So that's that, and then this was the other rose water one, which we probably need to do the same with that. Just give it. It's just not as nice, that rose water. Yeah, it's got a bit of an aftertaste to it. Just not as nice. So I'm not going to do it now. I'll do it tomorrow. So I will. You don't need to see, but we'll be back with a taste test when I've watered that down with water, and then double the amount of lime and double the amount of sugar in it, and then see how that turns out. I think that'll work. And then that's just a case of then adding more sugar syrup to that and that to take it up to a kind of quiet level. There we go. Yes. So I added the same amount of, how much liquid was in that? I forget. God, it's been a couple of days. So it was, I added another 190 milliliters of liquid to that, and then I actually added 200 grams worth of sugar, and I put in 2 limes. I just kind of thought we'll just sweeten it up a little bit. It smells really perfumey, so I think we might be able to keep it down a little bit further. So cordial and some water in it, and then we'll kind of see how it tastes. No, that's right. That works. And it's lost that. Probably could do with a bit more sugar in. Yeah. Yeah, it needs a bit more sugar. It's got the right amount of flavour, but it needs a bit more sugar in it. How much more sugar am I going to put in? I'm going to put in, I've got some more limes as well. So let's put in, now it's going to turn into a faff of a recipe, isn't it? Let's put in, let's heat it up. Let's put in another 200 grams worth of sugar. Maybe 100 grams. Let's put in 100 grams of sugar and another 2 limes, I think. Let's do that. So heat it up, add a bit more sugar, add a bit more lime, and we'll give it another taste. Right, so 2 more limes have gone in. They weren't particularly very juicy, but the other limes that I'd used before were very juicy, so hopefully that will balance itself out. So I mean, it's like an average, a lime's an average, isn't it? You know, like some limes are going to be juicier than others. So hopefully that will cancel itself out. And then another 100 grams worth of sugar, all melt together. The coldness of the water will compensate for it still being warm. So how does it taste? Yeah, that's it. That's it. So that's got the right balance of sweetness. Even if I was to dilute it or make it even stronger, it's got the right balance of acidity from the limes, the perfume from the rose water, and it's sweet enough that it's that kind of nice balance. And it's very reminiscent of a elderflower cordial. Think of it like that. So maybe that would have been. Maybe I should have gone off that recipe for elderflower cordial, because I make elderflower cordial. I've made it a couple of times. It's delicious. So maybe that kind of recipe will kind of ratios would work best. But anyway, so that works. I'll go back through the recipe. I'll go back through the video and work out the proper recipe. But I think it'll be. Was it 190 milliliters of this, plus another 100 milliliters, plus another 190 milliliters worth of water, and then 2, 3, 4, maybe 450 grams worth of sugar, and 5 limes. I think that'll be the recipe, but I'll just double check. But anyway, that's lovely.